All right, Aisha, I think it's time for a drink. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Yes, we get to drink. Marcel? Marcel? Oh.
You don't have to look very far to find stories of passport sisters, if that's the term you'd like to use, having issues with various authorities in countries outside of the West. And one of the underlying reasons for this, or should I say the underlying reason for this, is if you go to some countries outside of the West, there is a code of conduct that's allowed, even in a joking manner, that's simply just not a joke. And if you do any kind of behavior that's similar to that outside of the West, it's not going to be seen as a joke at all.
Babe, I want to break up with you. I want to break up with you. We're done. Right now. Get out of here. Because I don't like you anymore. You're like boring. Well, now I don't want it. I don't want you talking to me. Just go away, dude. We're broken up. I told you I want to break up with you.
I love you.
Well, I don't. No, get out.
For a growing group of young people that are in the dating marketplace right now, this is seen as a healthy relationship. And it's one thing, of course, if this is done in private and it's an inside joke between the two of them, but to record his honest reaction to losing a woman that he cares about and almost turning him into a joke and then uploading it to social media to get likes is a blatant sign of disrespect. And if you think that something like this could possibly be a joke, that is something that can only be a joke in certain places on the planet. And there are other places where even the hint of doing this in private is seen as ultimate disrespect. But to do something like this in public and then get a chuckle out of it, that just shows that the norm in certain places is so different from other places that if you carry that attitude overseas, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. You could say that this looks like a skit, or even the young woman allowing herself to be taken away so easily from her quote-unquote boyfriend. It doesn't seem like it's real, but I would say that those points are not necessarily all that important. What I think is most important is how, frankly, how a room full of people can look at a man be humiliated and find it entertaining. That is just something that we've gotten used to. The fact that a whole group of people can watch this man who supposedly cares about this woman, have that woman taken away from him by another guy who I guess has more swag, whatever, and see it as entertainment that he's watching someone that he cares about being, you know, taken away from him as like this on-camera joke, and it's entertainment. That is a climate that says you are not worthy of decent respect. And again, these kind of jokes, they just don't translate. So if you think that humiliating a guy in public like this is some kind of joke, there are, again, only certain places that joke is going to translate. This particular woman is at the dentist and she's about to get, I guess it's laughing gas, and her husband is sitting in the room and she just openly disrespects her husband.
I want to feel a little loopy, okay?
Finally, I can breathe. Ew, babe. You look cute.
Thank you, baby.
But not better than your friend. Your friend who be having on them gray basketball shorts be swinging. I be like, yo, shawty with the gray shorts.
You said to make her feel loopy.
Yes, your friend fine. I wish I would have got with your friend before I got with you, because you the ugly friend and I didn't even know.
One of the things that I think makes us very special as Black men is that we have grown up in a situation where we basically had to learn to tolerate disrespect and still try to establish a level of dignity in ourselves, even if the world around us, and that might even include our own women, don't show us any respect. But the flip side to that is, when we go to other places, we understand how to show respect. And if you're someone that's used to not showing respect and you go overseas to places where they are expecting you to be respectful, the fact that you might miss a couple of opportunities to be respectful and they notice it and you pass it off is going to put you at risk of making a major faux pas. And that's something that you will see in countries that are not as westernized. If you get outside of the West, and I would even say a country like Japan, and go to some countries where the guys are a bit closer to what you would see in patriarchal countries, they are not going to look at these kinds of things as jokes. And especially for your wife on camera to say that she would have rather be with your best friend because he was better looking than you. If you're in a country where, like us as black men come from, where all you can do is just eat that disrespect, is one thing for us because we can go somewhere and get more respect in other places. But if you're someone that feels that comfortable openly disparaging your husband in front of the dentist on camera, there aren't many countries that you can get away with that. And you're starting to kind of see this play itself out when some of the people around us are taking that overseas. I'm sure you remember this scene from Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry, acting like she's going to pull off a ring because a really muscular, good-looking guy came out of the back with a bunch of drinks for the young ladies. And I actually covered this. But one thing that this shows me is that it's going to be very difficult for women that think that this is funny to go to certain places on the planet. And so even if you're talking about, I want to date out and I want to date men that are not, in my area, I'd like to reach out. Some of those young ladies that think that this is a joke are going to get a re-education when they're dealing with a man who will not take any disrespect. And he doesn't have to worry about the authorities coming in, taking him away or taking half of his possessions and punishing him because the society fundamentally operates different than it does in the West, where a woman can act a certain way and a man that's trying to act a certain kind of traditionally masculine can just lose it all.
Supposed to be recording.
Yes, ma'am. One of the things I think that gives us as black men an advantage over our passport sisters is that as black men in America, we understand that there are times where you just have to hold your tongue. You can't say what you feel. You have to grin and bear. You just have to take it. And if you open up and make your opinion known, you will pay the price for it at some times. And if you're not used to living under those kind of circumstances, it's very difficult for you to go to a different culture where you're expected to do that and be able to do that and humbly do that. And I think one of the reasons why you're starting to see more and more stories of passport sisters having difficulties going overseas is because, simply put, instead of adapting to the environment and becoming submissive like the women around them, they want to change the environment to something that they're used to. And quite simply put, there are some places where they do not want to see their environment, and more specifically, their women start to act like they see American women acting on, say, the BET Awards or on TikTok or on other sites where women are selling whatever for money. And if you're trying to retrofit other cultures to that, even small micro, should I say, discretions, if you will, in terms of you not showing respect to certain people, they remember that stuff. And when time comes and they get tired of it, sometimes the way they show it is not a way that many people in the West are used to. As intelligent black men, we understand that there are times when in the corporate environment or when dealing with policemen or even federal authorities, we understand that we have to just bow our head and show respect and not be menacing. And this trait that we've learned from that environment comes in super handy overseas. As a matter of fact, it's actually very appreciated, because if you're in a situation where someone is above you and you naturally show reverence to them, they understand that as this person actually understands how to function in our society. They're not trying to change it. They're trying to become a part of it. Now, if you understand that, that is a big hop, skip, and a jump ahead of anyone trying to go overseas, trying to change the environment. That is a superpower that we have. Don't be afraid to use it, gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.